Now, the topic before us is Bitcoin decrypting its legal tender status. We have already learned the meaning of legal tender. Legal tender means any form of currency or any form of money which has been approved by the government as a medium of exchange for the purpose of payment of debts or for the purchase of goods and services. In India, we make use of currency notes and coins to purchase goods and services or to make payment of debts. These are legal tender because they have been declared by the government to be valid for the purpose of making payments, all sorts of transactions. Now we also find that cryptocurrencies are also used to make payments. Bitcoin is also a cryptocurrency. Now the question arises whether Bitcoin is also a legal tender, whether if we are living in India or in USA, what is the status of Bitcoin? Whether we can use Bitcoin to make the payment of goods and services. Suppose if I want to purchase, say, jewelry, or I want to purchase, say, a house, whether we can make the payment in Bitcoin to the seller of the house or to the car dealer or to the jewelry showroom, whether I can make the payment in Bitcoin if I am living in USA or in India or in any other country. So this is the question. Bitcoin, first, what is the meaning of Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a digital or virtual cryptocurrency. It is not controlled, issued, or backed by any central authority such as a government, financial institution, or central bank. If we are living in India or in USA, we are having with us, if we are in India, we are having with us currency notes which are in rupee. If we are living in USA, we are having in our wallet dollars. These Indian rupee, American dollars have been printed by the government authority or government itself or central bank, or that is the Federal Reserve in USA. So they have the backing. Indian rupee or the dollar in USA has the backing of the government. They are published by the central bank of the country or government of the country, and they have been declared to be legally valid for the purpose of transactions, any type of transaction, for making purchase of goods or for the purpose of making payment of debts or for availing services from someone. But in the case of Bitcoin, it is not issued by any government authority or by central bank. It is not controlled by any government authority or central bank or any financial institution. As of November 29, 2023, only two countries have allowed Bitcoin as a legal tender. It means that only in these two countries, El Salvador and Central African Republic, you can use Bitcoin to purchase goods or to make the payment of debts or to avail services. You can make the payment in Bitcoin only in these two countries. The government has officially recognized in these two countries that the Bitcoin is legally valid currency in their country. or legally valid form of money. You can use it in those countries. However, a number of other countries in the world are also considering to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. They are thinking, which are those countries? These countries are Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Panama, and maybe some more countries are also considering that they should adopt Bitcoin. They are thinking on this line. So far, only two countries, El Salvador and Central African Republic, has accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. Other countries are still thinking on this line. So far as India and USA are concerned, they have not accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. It is important to note that legal tender status does not mean that Bitcoin is the only currency that can be used in a country. It means that if a particular country such as El Salvador or Central African Republic has designated Bitcoin as legal tender, it does not mean that other currency notes or coins will not legal tender in that country. They will also remain legal tender at the same time. It simply means that businesses are required to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment, that is in addition to other legal tenders or other currencies notes or the coins which are already which have already been declared by the government as legal tender. They will remain legal tender. At the same time, Bitcoin will also be accepted as legal tender for the purpose of making of payments in those countries where the government of that country has allowed the Bitcoin to be accepted as a medium of exchange for the purpose of payment of goods and for the purpose of availing services. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.